say, it's weird that he's becoming a star seeker and a pirate, but I guess since he's a bounty hunter, it could work. We'll see what he's like when he comes out, because when the mold was originally released as a Junkion, and we know it's up and coming again in Age of the Primes, I said then, man, in the car mode especially, I get some strong lockdown vibes. I don't know how well it translated here. We're going to explore all of that in the latest GotBot True review. Hey, what hail, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. So, like I said, I wasn't going to do this because we've seen it a couple of times. I'm not going to do the transformation because we've seen it going from robot to vehicle with whatever the Junkion's name was. I don't remember now. And we've seen it going from vehicle back to robot. I want to say either with axle grease? I think it went back the other way with axle grease. I'm not 100% sure now. Well, I'll end up putting like some cards in the actual review, but we won't actually do the transformation here. We don't need to. We will, however, talk about the car mode. We will, however, talk about the robot mode and how successful it works for lockdown. Without any further ado, how about we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And so, yes, indeed, courtesy of our buddy Daryl, we're taking a look at Lockdown. This is the Legacy Lockdown, the one that's part of the Star Seekers. I think most of us had hoped he would have an animated head. Because he's based on the Revenge of the Fallen one, which is live action without really being live action, we're going to compare to that figure and start from the feet, working our way up. Yes, we do have the claws and the red headlights on the toes. We have the green coming up the leg along with the black. The thighs here have green on them. But not on the pelvis. The other figure had no green on the thighs, but it did have green on the pelvis. The chest here, completely different. It does not look like the roof of a vehicle, but the green is there. The head is very reminiscent, with a little bit of light piping, I think, to the original. The arms are definitely a different shape, but they should be all black, and he even has his hook with the yellow detail over here. It's a fairly good homage. You definitely know this is Lockdown. When this mold first came out, I said it's going to get reused for Lockdown, for sure, right? Because the vehicle mode looks very Lockdown-ish. We've seen these, I guess, transformations before. So we basically saw the transformation for this with the truck version for Scrap Hook, and that was way back. I know that was the truck version, but it's really it's the same transformation. And we looked at that way back in episode 1048. So that was a while ago. We also looked at it again with Tow Line. That was a couple of years ago. That was in episode 1115. And the other car version of this mold specifically, which was axle grease, we looked at with the transformation in episode 1094. We also know that because this is a Junkion mold, he could technically be parts for other vehicles. All of that is kind of old news, right? I think we know that. So for look for the guy, with the Revenge of the Fallen head being spot on, I'm going to say that it's 8.5. The transformation we will talk about when we get to vehicle mode. The articulation, the head goes left, right, no real up down. The arms, they can go all the way around, of course. They can go out to T-pose, elbow to 90 degrees. There's a swivel there. I think that this one works the best of the swivels on this mold, because a lot of times I find the lower arm likes to pop off. Doesn't seem to happen with this guy. He seems to have a nice smooth swivel at the elbow, bicep, whatever. Waist still goes all the way around as you would expect. Hips, just like before, can still go all the way out to the side as you would expect. Kick forward, kick back all the way. thigh swivel, well, I guess below the knee swivel technically, and a knee to 90 degrees, and ankle tilt. I like this mold anyway. I'm going to say the articulation here is about a... I don't think there's anything else I could want, honestly. It all feels really good on this version. I'm going to say, if I've given the others like 9, 9.5, then I feel like this guy's slightly better, maybe a 9.75. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because maybe if you encountered certain tolerance issues, you might have a loose leg or a loose shoulder or some such thing as that. With this copy of the mold from Daryl, I'm going to say 9.75. So for the look, 8.5, 9.75, we're looking at about a 9 for this guy. Let's go from him looking like this to boom, lockdown looking like this. And this is basically the truck mode. Already done. Yes, we had to take off the legs from the knees, and they go together and they slot back up into the knees. We turned the waist around and put the knees up underneath here with the face in between it, the head in between it. We push these legs back on. The arms, they also fold up. I find that it's easier to, because it's a little bit of an angle. It's not straight in, it's a little bit of an angle for the arms. I do find it's easier to take the arms off, position everything back here. There's a little rectangular tab and slot that goes together down here, and then you can push the arms in, and the arms also tab here on the side. With the tow truck version, we would put a tow hook there. We don't have a tow hook this time. We have pieces of a car. This one is the blaster, and there's a peg here that goes down into a slot right there. And this one has the hook attached. If it can come off, I can't see a way to get it off, though I thought it was going to come off, to be honest with you. And it too has a peg that goes down there. Boom. Just like this. In the end, boom. Here is the completed alt mode, and this looks like Lockdown to me. I like the transformation. I don't mind the parts forming, so I'm going to give it a 9. If you don't like the parts forming, then you're probably going to score this lower, right? For me, I think it works great as a Lockdown. I really do. I thought it from first inception of the mold. I could see a Lockdown in it right away. Overall, I think it's about a 9. But I think if it had had an animated head, it would have been more like a 9.75 overall. I think it's a good Lockdown, but I think they made the wrong choice with using the Revenge of the Fallen head. That's just my opinion. Maybe you think differently. Overall score from me will settle in at a 9. And here we are once again. Here he is. And again, I can't really thank Daryl enough for letting me take a look at this. And I think it works okay for Lockdown, but I think it's a weird homage that they did here with the head. This is the live action movie head for Lockdown that never appeared in the movie. The Revenge of the Fallen live action take on Lockdown. We all know in Age of Extinction, we got a completely different live action look for the character. I think this would have been more successful as a Star Seeker, more successful as a release in the figure overall if it had a more animated head. Considering they've kind of dipped their toes into animated, what with things like the animated Optimus Prime and the Motor Master, for example, why wouldn't you give this the animated head? I think the body from the neck down works pretty darn good for Lockdown. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this head. It's not the one I thought they were going to use, and when I first saw it, I was like, oh, they went with that head. Okay, I'm not in for it though, because I'll stick, if it's going to be a live action version, I might as well stick with the studio series. I think I would have gotten it if it had a more animated head. Simple as that. It's an okay figure. If you don't like parts forming, then it might not be the one for you, but I think it's a great use of this mold. I just wish it had a different head. Let me know what you think about Lockdown. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, hit the subscribe button, stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, man, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.